welcome to another episode of Astro Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Yeah, I can dig it. Alright, we got a 2005 Ford F-350 Super Duty, four-wheel drive, diesel, the whole 9 yards. Today we're going to be showing you how to replace the starter on it. We didn't diagnose the vehicle. We have no idea what's going on. A lot of times, and it's good for customers, their car gets stuck somewhere, they know exactly what's going on, they call us to hire us just to change the part. We got no problem with that at all. We just, of course, we can't guarantee anything because, we didn't diagnose it. We really don't know what's going on. So, that's it. As you can see, customer got a brand new starter here. It looks like he went to Napa Auto Parts. And let's see here. It's a new starter, new or rebuilt one. Remanufactured. It actually has on it remanufactured. There's a starter number 2449301. In case you need one, stop by your Napa Auto Parts store and get one. Looks like it's held on by 3 bolts. And on the starter on these, if you walk over here on the side, right side of the vehicle, I don't have my light with me, my handy dandy stream light, but the starter is located, you can actually see the solenoid of it right down in there. So the first thing we're going to do, this vehicle has 2 batteries in it. We want to disconnect the negative terminals on the batteries. We're going to go ahead and take this starter out. It looks like we got enough room. It's got some nice tires on it. So it's high enough, might not even need to jack it up. Alright, so let's get that done. And we'll be right back. Alright, to start off, what I want you to do is get you now I got a deep socket. You can probably use a shallow. Shallow means just a shorter one. 8mm or 5/16. Alright, and get you a ratchet. I have here a 1/4" drive ratchet. You can use a 3/8 drive ratchet, or you can actually use a wrench. Alright, what we want to do is disconnect the negative side of the terminal. And this vehicle has 2 batteries because a diesel takes a lot of torque to start up. So it's got 2 batteries. So we want to disconnect both negative terminals. So we're going to loosen this one up. You want to make sure you put it to the side where it's not going to come back and snap back up and touch, and you're going to cause a short in this vehicle. So we're going to stick this down to the side. Then we're going to go to the other side of the vehicle where the other battery is located. Disconnect that one. Alright, now that we got that disconnected, when we come back, we're going to go down and disconnect the terminals on the starter, and we're going to try to get to that top starter bolt, which is very difficult to get to. Alright, so in fact, before we go, I'm going to show you what we're doing here. Now, let's bring this starter over to the side of the vehicle. Now this starter is setting just like this, just like I'm holding this one. So what we're going to do, we're going to go up under there. We're going to disconnect this. There's a terminal right here going to the battery. We're going to disconnect that one. And then one underneath going to the ignition switch. And then there's a bolt on the top. Now right here on the top of this starter, there's going to be a bolt going this way. It looks like about a 10mm. That's going to be our most difficult bolt to get to. So while we're up here at the top, we're going to try to get to that bolt. And let me get a light and I'm going to show you. Alright, so we'll be right back. Alright, my assistant is holding the light and the camera through the wheel well, as you can see the starter solenoid, and I'm up under the vehicle. Now what we're going to do here is first I'm going to disconnect the wire that's going from the ignition switch, that little one. So let's see if I can, now what I got here, I got a 10mm deep socket with a 3/8 stubby ratchet, because I don't have too much swing in here for any kind of regular size. So let's get to that bottom bolt first. And it looks like this thing is having a hard time. Looks like is that wire twisting with it?
Yes.
It figures this ain't gonna be. Hopefully.
Wrong one.
Oh. Okay.
So one where the wire is going to the down.
Right here?
Yes.
Okay. That thing broke right off, didn't it?
Yeah.
Good thing we're changing that. Good. I'm gonna put a new connector on that too. That wire's all messed up. So we're gonna put a new connector on that wire too. Alright, so let's get our big wire off of there.
The red one right there.
Now the big one is a 17 millimeter. That big red wire. So let's see it. Get it. Boy, doing this without sight, man. Dang it. Alright. That's off. Got our lock washer drop. Alright, there we go. We got the starter. Now this starter has, like I said, the starter has 3 bolts in it. The top one up here, kind of difficult to get to. Somewhere up there. There it is, right there. I don't know if you can see that, but we're gonna try to get to that bolt. And what we might do here is put a ratchet on it and try to bring an extension on it and come out as far back to here where my other hand is, so we can get this thing loose. Or I'm gonna try a wrench. I don't know how the heck I'm gonna do this. Alright, so let me get this size and we'll be right back. Alright, to get to that top bolt, it's gonna be a pain. So what you're gonna need a deep 10 millimeter socket, and this looks like about a 5-inch extension, 6-inch extension. And get you your 3/8 ratchet. Have that already hooked up. All right, and then we're gonna go up under there. Now, pretty much, this is all we're gonna be done by feel. So, as you can see, get our wires out of the way. Feel for that bolt. You got a good sight on this?
Yep.
All right, let's get our son of a get the heck out of here. All right, here we go. Bolt is right there. So now I gotta just make sure that we're on it. Okay, and then whew, let's try to loosen this up. Oh my goodness. Did that turn?
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
Yeah, Wesley. That turned?
Now
I
it
feel
did.
turning.
There it goes.
Wesley trying to give me a hard time over here. Now that we got that loose, I'm gonna take my big wrench out and I'm gonna get my 3/8 stubby so I can get more swing on it. So as you can see, I got my ratchet right here. I'm gonna set my stubby up. The stubby. All right. Okay, we're gonna go up here. Find that bolt again. What the heck is the pull, man? You know, Wesley ain't helping me out none here.
Up.
This is right here on my finger. So why can't I?
Put it around. There you go.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Why ain't I still ain't on it? Alright, there we go.
Yeah.
Whew. Man, I ain't getting paid enough. Alright, let's loosen this bolt up. Get this bolt out of here. Yeah, here we go. Now we're talking. Hand get tired after a while doing this. Still got more to go. This is the most difficult bolt you're gonna do on this vehicle for the starter. But it's all about having the right. Dang it! Should have been talking and try to help you at the same time. Okay, where was I at? I don't know. This is
the most difficult bolt.
Yeah, but once you get this out, and once you know what ratchet and extension you're using, it's all easy. There you go.
Boom.
All right, we got that bolt out. It don't matter if it drops or not, but yeah, and it did. The bolt's down there. That's good. All right. We're gonna reset the camera up. Got to get up under the vehicle to see these other two bolts. All right, we'll be right back. All right, I got the light propped up on the transmission cooling lines. We got two bolts here, 13 millimeter. One on the bottom and one on the side. You really can't see too much. I'm gonna get to that side one first because that one's more difficult to get to. I got 13 millimeter deep socket, 3/8 with my ratchet. Hopefully I can break this loose. Because it'll give me enough swing on this thing. I think that was it. If you have an air ratchet, that's going to be better. Trust me. Yeah, there we go. Now that I got it loose, you guessed it, I'll go back to my stubby. I love this little ratchet. Because as you can see that? Close to the frame and all. Stubby is the best. Damn it. Alright. Let's get this bolt out of here. Now remember our other bolt, it dropped down, so it's between the starter, so when the starter come down, that bolt's gonna come out. Now we got the one more 13 millimeter right there. So let's hook up back up our 3/8 long ratchet. Oh my goodness, man, you know. There we go. Oh man, you know. Now as you can see, the 3/8 ratchet I'm using, it's like a universal swivel. See, and that's helping me out a lot because just a second ago I was sitting up against the frame and I was able to pick it up and give me more of a swing. So now we got that loose, and you guessed it. Go back to our stubby. And the starter should be loosening up, so be careful. The starter don't drop down and pop you in the head. Because it will. That's going to hurt. Alright, let's get this last bolt out. Alright, now I'm looking at this bolt. That bolt kind of thick. You know, so you got to pay attention to that. And I noticed the middle bolt we took out, look how skinny that is. So we got to remember that the skinny bolt goes in the middle, this big bolt goes in the bottom. Alright, let's see if we can wiggle this starter out of there. And there we go. Alright, let's go out there and match these starters up. We'll be right back. Alright, let's get this starter out of here. You see all this oil on the starter? Number one reason why our starter was short out. So if you have any oil leaks, you want to get that taken care of, or it will happen to the new starter. Okay, let's match these up and make sure they look the same. Looks pretty good. Alright, let's get this to the side. Now, remember this piece over here that we broke off? You see it broke off from the wiring. So we're going to put a new wire up here. And actually, I think because of the angle, because of where I was at, I might have been tightening this up, and the reason why it broke off, or might have just been already breaking off. But I think I might have tightened. Check back on the video and see. But it really don't matter. Alright, so what we got over here now, got a little solderless connectors. And we got some heavy gauge wire. Because we're going to make our own little piece to go in there. Now what we're going to do is, let's get on the yellow one. The yellow one is for bigger wire like this. And we're going to turn this around, and we're going to go for this terminal right here. We want something to go on this terminal right here. So let's look at our yellow connectors in here. Alright, see, that one's too small. The hole on it is too small. So we're going to go for a bigger hole. There you go. That's it. So I can put this back up here for now, just to put it up here. Now on these, what you want to do, we're going to need that, and we're going to need a connector. We don't need much wire because as you know, we broke it off. We broke this off right at the wire. So we're not going to need much. So what I'm going to do here is just give myself just a little bit. I'm going to cut off this much wire. Hold this up. And what you want to do is get you a pair of wire strippers. And you know, on the wire strippers, it has different size hoses. And actually some of them has the numbers of the wire diameter, the gauge size on it. But this one doesn't, or it probably had it and I've been having it so long it just wore off. Yeah, I can see the things wore off. So we're going to go on this side. And what you want to do is splice off just enough. I'm going to show you in a second. You want to put that wire in there, twist it around, and then pull it out. There you go, perfect. Alright, just about that much on both ends. Now what you want to do is take your wire, take your connector right here, and there's a hole inside there. Now what I like to do is get it situated, set up. Now you notice how, see how there's little dots on the crimping end? See, that makes it easy for you. The yellow, so I'm going to put the yellow right there. I don't want to squeeze it yet, just want to hold it into place. Right there. Take one of the wire ends, put it in there, and then squeeze down. And as you can see, I'm using this end, and I'm pushing down on the ground to make sure it makes a good, nice connection. Nice connection. You can see the wire going through there. And that should be, you know, that should be right there. I might want to do that over because I don't like that wire coming way out there like that. And if you make a mistake, it's alright. That's all you do. Cut it off and do it again. Make sure that's enough out of there. Just get me another connector. Put it up in there. Go on yellow. Squeeze it together. And done. Now that little piece right there I'm not going to worry about because the nut will go past that and it'll just push it to the side a little bit. See, that's a good connector, right? That's good connection right there. Now we're going to do the same thing to our other one. That wire's ready to be put back on. That's a great connection. Thing will last forever. So let's close this off. So before, we're gonna take care of this before we put our starter in. Because if we do that with the starter in, it's gonna be too difficult. All right, let's go up here. And what I'm gonna try to do is see if I can find the wire and bring the wire out through this way. Let me get up under it and see.
Where's the light? Oh, light.
Here you go. Gotta change the battery in that thing. Alright, what I'll do is I'm gonna try to, if I have to do it from under here, I'm gonna try to pick it up enough so you can see it up there. So you don't have to climb up under here. Okay. Yeah, here we are, right here. You know, wow, this wire is all. Is that the wire right there?
I think so.
Yeah, that looks like the wire. Alright, so there's our wire right there. We're going to get a rag and we're going to clean that up. Because I don't like that oil up there. And we're going to put our connector up there. Matter of fact, can we, if we can get that out there, that'd be great. So that ain't coming out too much, is it?
No.
Alright, so let me go get a rag and wipe that off. And we'll crimp that. We'll be right back. Okay, I wiped it off. Bring it down here to easy for me to get to. Let's get our connector in there. And make sure that's nice and tight in there. Hold it in place. Let's get our crimper.
Hold it down, son. There you go.
Right there? Okay. And I want to make sure I squeeze this tight. Get a good connection. Then we're going to pull a little bit. See, there we go. And just to be on the safe side, we're going to put some electrical tape on this, and then we're going to put that starter up. All right? We'll be right back. All right. We're going to bring this starter up on there, but before we do that, we're going to take the two nuts and lock washers off that we got to hook our wires up to. We're not going to need them up there. I'll set them to the side. All right, let's bring our starter in. Now the nose, notice the nose of the starter facing toward the back of the vehicle. The starter solenoid is on top. It's going to top half. And we're going to get that starter in there. Line right up. Now, while I got one hand over here, I'm gonna grab one of the bolts, and it's the big bolt. That's the one on the bottom. I'm gonna get that in there, put that in by hand, and you see it's going in perfectly. See, that gives us, now we can pretty much let the starter go. Now for our next bolt, which is the 13 millimeter. That's this one, not the real skinny one. The skinny one goes way on the top. So it's this one next. That's gonna go on the side over here. You know, I'm just bringing it, I'm not tightening them up yet. I'm just bringing them in by hand so I can get all of them lined up. And then the one on the top, we're gonna matter of fact, you see this. I'm gonna tighten those up in a few minutes. But what I need you to do is go out and you're gonna start viewing from the top so you can see me put this bolt in. Alright, so when we come back, we're gonna be putting this top bolt in. We'll be back. Alright, I'm still on the bottom and you guys are up there. Here's our bolt, here's our, here's our wires going to the starter, but we don't need those yet. Let's get this one bolt in through the top, which is gonna be kind of difficult because I have no idea. It's right there. That's where the bolt goes. Can you see that?
Yeah, where your fingers are?
Yeah, that's not good. Because right now I can't even, to make this easier for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come from under here. Now, if you look right over here, I know what I need. It's going to be a 10 millimeter deep, wherever it's at. And it's about 6" extension. Here's a little trick what I'm going to do. Because it's hard for me to get my fingers in there and put that bolt in there, and I don't want to drop it between the starter and the engine. Then I can't get it. So you notice how I just pulled a piece of that rag off. So I'm going to do is just put that little rag, put the little piece of the glove, put it on the bolt. See that? That's going to hold it in place for me. So now I'm going to go up there and put that bolt in like that. Easy little trick. Make sure your hands or gloves are dry, because this is a little tricky. And make sure you don't try not to hit anything up there and knock that bolt out. All right, let's go up there and find out. We can put this in there. All right, you got a view up there?
Yeah.
All right, so we got our bolt right here, and I know the hole is right about there. It looks like because of that bolt, this extension is hitting up against something, which is not good. Am I close?
Yeah.
There it is. So now, I can start this, turn this by hand. Now, since I know I got it going in, we'll just take my little stubby ratchet, see if I can make this a little quicker. And looks like because that bolt's still loose.
Can you move that red wire out the way?
Huh?
Can you move the red with the yellow tip wire?
This one?
Yeah.
How's that?
Better.
And this top bolt, we want to tighten up. Bringing that right in and tighten it up. Man, your hand gets tired of doing this mess. There we go. Right, now that I got it tightened up, I want to tighten it as much as I can with the stubby. Then I'm going to pop the stubby off. Whoops. Good enough, we got it tight. And I'm going to get my longer ratchet up on it. But just to tighten it up just a little bit more. Great. All right, I'm going to tighten up these bolts on the bottom, the two other starter bolts, 13 millimeter. And when we come back, we're going to be hooking up the wires to the starter. All right, we'll be right back. All right, let's hook up the wires to the starter. We got our big wire right here. Look for the end of it. Is that the, whoops. Is that the terminal that we got to hook it up to? Yes, it is. So we're going to put this on just like that. Then put on our lock washer. And then put the nut on by hand. And we're going to tighten that up. So we're going to use our stubby ratchet and 16mm socket or 5/8. Make sure everything's out of our way. And you know, these are not super tight because it's going into a plastic housing. So as soon as it gets tight and snug, just a little bit more, stop, just like that. Next wire we're going to do, now you see up here you got the exhaust manifold. You want to make sure your wires stay away from this thing. You'll be having a serious problem. Okay, let's hook up our starter wire. Wherever it goes, right there it is, right there. Remember, pretty much I'm doing this by feel. Is that the wire right there? Is that what I'm putting it on?
I can't see.
You can't see. You can't see.
Your fingers are in the way. That's why.
That it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. So we got that on. And same thing. Look up under here.
Right there.
Got our lock washer. We can figure this out, man. Did I get it on?
Your fingers are in the way.
Oh.
Yes. That,
Okay.
yeah, right there.
Okay. And let's put the nut on. Without trying to think, whoops. That's what I was trying to avoid.
It just dropped off, didn't it?
Yeah, I got it now. Alright, let's try this again. The wire. Got the lock washer. And then the nut.
Ah, sweat in my eyes.
Huh?
I got sweat in my eyes.
Okay, and that nut is a 10mm. You notice I'm keeping the wire far away from exhaust manifold as possible. I actually put it down here. Okay, let's get that tightened up. Am I on it?
I can't see because your hand's in the way. That's the wrong bolt.
Oh,
Down there.
now you tell me, Wesley. Now you tell
I
me.
couldn't see because I'm holding the camera and I'm trying to look through the camera as much as I can so I can capture it. You're doing the one that's on top.
Okay, this one right here.
Yes.
Okay, hold on, let me see if I can get this. Is this it?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure everything got away. Now let's try to tighten it up. The same thing, just don't try to over tighten it. We'll mess this thing up. Mess that cylinder right up. There we go. Notice wires are all out of the way. I got the wires coming down here. It's great. bolts up on here, tighten up. All right, let's clean up, get our tools out of the way, and let's get ready to see if this vehicle fires up. We'll be right back. All right, let's get everything hooked up down there. Let's get our terminals. Put them on, tighten them up. Go to the other side. Okay, and we got our box right here with our old starter, the new starter came out of. What we're going to do here, set the old starter inside, because you're going to return that for a core. So good. All right, when we come back, we're going to start this vehicle up. Right back. All right, everything's done. We got the batteries connected. Again, we didn't diagnose this vehicle, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen when I go to try to start it right now. But I do know, you know, that terminal broke off the starter. It could have been a loose connection right there, very loose connection, because it came right out of the wire. So that's good right there that we noticed that. The starter had a lot of oil in it, so more than likely. All right, let's try it out.
Something buzzing over there.
That was me trying it out. It looks like you know, it was not the starter. It could be a starter relay, it could be something else, but definitely wasn't the starter. All right, you know, it was a bad call. That's why it's always good to have a technician, have a mechanic check the vehicle out. Sometimes they charge, we do charge to diagnose the vehicle, but at least when we call it, it's going to be it, and if it's not, we don't charge you. So more than likely the person is going to be calling us back to set up an appointment to find out what's going on. Bad call. Now so more than likely it's probably from the ignition switch or from like a starter solenoid that this vehicle has. Oh well. This is Timmy from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. Take care.